Great. So seconds out, delighted to be joined by heavyweight contender Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter the second might be more accurate. You've been in the news this week? Just tell us a little bit about how you came to the end of your largely successful relationship with Matchroom.
Well, it was a good relationship. We had a great little run. It was short, but um, you know, it was fun while it lasted. I think it just came to an end. We just, the whole COVID thing happened, and a lot of these, you know, unforeseen situations have happened in the last, and I think also with Anthony Joshua losing and them having to, put a lot of energy on getting their belt back, and then the COVID happened. I just think, that it was just a certain time for them to either totally embrace me or cut me. So I just think that's where they, that's what they decided to do.
Do you feel if you'd have been awarded the decision over Alexander Povetkin in your last fight, that not only would you still be with Matchroom, but that you'd probably be opposing Dillian Whyte in the headline fight on the 22nd of August?
Yeah, I don't think I would be fighting Dillian Whyte. I think he's gonna constantly be running from me, no matter how. I would have to be like, great beyond. What I'm saying, I would have to have my name way up there for somebody like a Dillian Whyte to, even think of trying to fight, because all his stuff is barely based on money fights. And Yeah, so I think me winning, it would have been a harder time for them to try to move me, and they would have had to respect it, and they would have, they wouldn't have probably liked it being signed. But they would have probably wanted to release me, but they wouldn't have had a little more ties to it. I would have had a couple more belt, and been a little higher on the ranking and stuff like that. So, I think that's just how it went down.
And was it Eddie himself who broke the news, and was it a tough conversation for you both?
Actually, I think it was like a little miscommunication. I think they had told some of my one of my teammates, and they didn't really relay the message totally to me all the way. But I kind of already had felt the energy, and I seen that I wasn't. They had announced all their American fighters, and I wasn't on the poster, things like that. And the communication started to be lost and stuff like that. So I kind of already knew what it was, and that's just what it is. I wasn't really upset about it. I've been treated a lot worse, so
How do you feel when you see that August 22nd card? There's a match on there between Sergei Kuzmin and Martin Bakole. I know you commented on it on Twitter, and they're guys that you've both beaten fairly conclusively.
I mean, I think it's kind of funny. There are the guys I beat are still with the zone and fighting on fighting each other, and then even on Povetkin, they're all on one side, and it is what it is. I can't be mad. I have my own my own path, and they have their own ideas about how to promote, and who's going to be sellable and who's not. So that's just what it is.
Are you going to miss competing so often in the UK?
Absolutely, man. I love competing out there. I'm actually working on getting myself back in there some way or another. That's where most of my fan base is. Most of my strong supporting fans that I have are out there, and I really want to. I like to give back to the people who are giving to me. So
when you made your announcement on social media that you were now a free agent, was it kind of an immediate deluge of phone calls and people approaching your team trying to sign you up?
Yeah, it's still lingering right now. It's a lot of different phone calls, a lot of people, calling me that didn't have my number, I never spoke to before, and now interested. And it's nothing bad, because it's all business. So they're not my friends, so they wouldn't be calling me any other way. So it's all good. It's all been kind of a nice overwhelming feeling. Um, it's all looking kind of positive. You know what I'm saying? I have options, so that's always good. I'll probably, explore them and, see how everything goes from there.
Is there a particular path that you want to go down, a particular title that you want to target, and will that affect which promoter you sign up with?
Well, I want to fight. My dream. I've always been the. Coming into this, I always want to be the heavyweight champion of the world, and that means also fighting all over the world. Defending titles like Muhammad Ali, Thrilla in Manila, and South Africa, Africa. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that I've been inspired to do, and I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna seek it and go forward for this. Is to fight all over the globe. I'm still willing to go to Povetkin in Russia. I'll fight him in Russia. I have no, what I'm saying? It's really about the checkmate. I like to checkmate them. It ain't good enough if one of us are still standing or one of us didn't call it quits. There's still some dispute there. So.
Do you regret the kind of early rounds in the Povetkin fight that you didn't push your advantage even more, because you seem to have him rocking on occasion?
No. I was dealing with some minor little injuries, and I felt like I pushed it just enough to where I was like, okay, and I took it. He's a vet, so it's not like I could have that could have been a bigger gamble than what it already was.
Sure.
I kind of exerted a lot of different little energy and in my shoulders, and see, these are things that we don't really we don't see or we don't talk about, but yeah, I think I did just what was right. I think I could have pushed it more towards the 12th round. I feel like I let it go a little bit, but I felt like I had the bag won, and my injury, my shoulder was bothering me, and I was kind of debating, and what I'm saying, and I was like, all right, well, we're here. I could either go, I kind of know the situation, and it's just all these things that you have to battle with being in the ring, and not knowing, battling the business, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, if you see a lot of these fighters, they don't look the same or they look a little funny. That's because they have a lot of weight on their shoulders, and they don't have that freedom like somebody like Anthony Joshua that's just being totally just made, you know what I'm saying, and has all the opportunities in the world, so it's just a little different terrain. It's greater or less than. It's just it is what it is.
How's your shoulder now?
It's good. It's good. I still have a little more rehab to do. It wasn't too bad. I actually had been fighting them with it previous for the last 3 fights. So the Kuzman fight, the Maldonado fight. I actually heard it in the Ustinov fight. Actually,
Okay.
if you watch the Ustinov fight, he was very difficult. He was tall, pushing me down with my arms, being stuck by his head and stuff like that. So I actually been fighting with the kind of an injury for the last couple fights, but we just try to take it a stride, take it one step at a time, and go from there. But so it's just good. I'll fight if somebody calls me and they say it's time to come to fight. Trust me, I'll show up.
And looking at that Whyte Povetkin fight, do you give Povetkin much of a chance in that?
Yeah, I think Povetkin beats him.
Oh, really?
I think Dillian Whyte has a great chance on winning, but we'll see. He didn't look very good his last performance. They're both well schooled when it comes to the business, and so I think it's going to make for a good even fight. And I think Dillian Whyte loses by a hair.
And there's been a lot of talk recently. Oh, go ahead.
I would say whether he even gets knocked out, he might get knocked out, but I think he'll put up a good fight getting knocked out.
And there's been a lot of talk recently about potential undisputed heavyweight title clash, of course, between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. How do you think that one kind of shapes up?
I think this is a great fight for British boxing as a whole. I think it's very exciting. It's like a benchmark for you guys, and I think that's just that in itself is prime. You know what I'm saying? then you have the two players involved are they're both from that side, and I just think it's a great even for boxing as a whole, but for Britain, I think it's very historical. So when something like that, I feel like it has to be done.
And who do you like in that fight? Should it go ahead in 2021 as they're planning at the moment?
I think Tyson Fury wins by decision, split decision, or maybe even unanimous. But like I said, I still think even if it's unanimous, it's still going to be a close unanimous. You know, but yeah, I could see him winning. I would. It's kind of hard for me to see Anthony Joshua winning. Yeah.
Okay. And just before we let you go, what's your message for all the fans out there who are obviously sad to see you split from Matchroom and are keen to see you back in action?
Yeah, I have to apologize for the situation and the matter at hand, but I'm working as hard as I can to come back over there. I think I have good opportunities to come fight over there, and eventually maybe they'll have to put me up with a DAZN fighter, and then I'll be going against the house. So, either way, I'm excited, and please continue to look out for me.
Great stuff. Well, really appreciate your time and can't wait to see you back in the UK.
Hey, thank you.
Take care,
Appreciate
Mike.
it.
See you soon.